On paper, this isn't a watch I would typically like. It's very big, weird material being carbon composite, and it's just kinda a new colorway on a watch we've already seen before. But after being hands-on, I was pleasantly surprised by how much I like it. And this might be the most exclusive Tudor I've ever had into review. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and on this channel we just talk all things watches. First bit of housekeeping, this is not my watch. I have this on loan, but the person who owns this asked me to be as vague as possible, so that's where I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, it's not my watch. I wish it was. I don't get sick allocations like this. Now, if you're not as familiar, Tudor is deep into the world of cycling, not just as a brand sponsor, one of many, but they are the sole sponsor of the Tudor Pro Cycling team, which is owned by cycling legend Fabian Cancellara, arguably the best classic rider in the sport. This model specifically was announced at the end of June, just ahead of the Tour de France, but it isn't a new model for Tudor. It all started with the black and red Pelagos FXD Chrono Cycling Edition, then came the pink variation for the Giro d'Italia, and now yellow for Tour de France, and celebrating Tudor's unique relationship with the team and their overall place in the world of cycling. I said earlier, this is probably the most exclusive Tudor I've been hands-on with. Well, not probably, it definitely is the most limited Tudor I've ever seen, with only 300 pieces being made. Preparing for this video, I read a lot of articles saying, oh, this is really just a color change, this is nothing new, this is the exact same watch, just in yellow now rather than red or pink. And I guess that is technically true. On a technical level, these are the same watches. But I think the big difference is the spirit of this watch and what these colors mean and represent. To a cycling person, the yellow of Le Tour and that specific shade of yellow means something, as does the pink of Giro. And this is Tudor really celebrating their place and heavy investment into the highest levels of sport. Let's talk specifications. This has a 43mm case diameter, 53mm lug-to-lug, and 13.2mm thick. Oosh. It is notably light with the carbon composite case material, which almost makes it feel weirdly small on the wrist. Maybe small isn't the right word, but smaller than the numbers would suggest. I'm not sure if this is a weird optical illusion. So here it is on my 5.5-inch wrist versus my husband's 7-inch wrist. I feel sized out of this. I think it's a cool oversized, it's just on the edge, but it's a really cool look on my husband's wrist. I really like the way this looks on him. I think there's a couple factors at play that makes this feel smaller than the numbers would suggest. For one, as stated before, the case material. 2, the shorter lug-to-lug measurement. And 3, the fixed strap bars causing the strap to be right up against the case. Usually I wouldn't like these dimensions, but weirdly it kind of works. It's still oversized, but I think it's meant to wear that way. It's not supposed to wear like a Patek Calatrava. This is a made-for-purpose tool watch. As for the movement, this is powered by the automatic Tudor MT5813, which is a Breitling B01 base caliber produced by Kinesi, 70 hours of power reserve, and vertical clutch. The big thing here for me is how built for purpose this watch is. The chronograph scale is wrapped around the dial in a spiral, allowing the average speeds that cyclists usually operate at to be read at a glance through the 45-degree angled rehaut. The 9 o'clock subdial shows the running seconds hand, while the 3 o'clock displays the chronograph functions. I really like the date placement. I've grown to love having the date complication, and I like this execution. I'd say the dial remains quite balanced for just how much information it is communicating. This keeps the Pelagos FXD design language with square indices, snowflake hands. Gone is the dive bezel, opting for a fixed 60-minute scale. Which kind of leads me to my one and only complaint. And I think I would have more complaints if I wasn't sleeping so well, but I've been sleeping amazing thanks to today's fabulous video sponsor, Oslo Sleep Buds. My routine has been all over the place lately. I've been traveling so much for work, and Oslo has been essential for me. I put them in my carry-on, so there's a 0% chance of them getting lost. That's how important these are to me. Oslo just blocks out the world, any background noise, snoring partners, to help you sleep through the night. Another reason why my Oslos come with me is because they are so a part of my bedtime routine now. Every night I brush my teeth, lose at a connections puzzle, and then put in my Oslos as the final step to wind me down. On top of that, these are the only sleep buds I can actually fall asleep in. I am a side sleeper, and proud to say these are side sleeper approved. They stay in my ear all night, and they are super comfortable thanks to this squishy wingtip. I am so deep into these right now, they're not even just for sleep anymore. Like if I'm trying to script write, or I just need a little bit of time and space to myself, but the house is noisy, I have a toddler, and a noisy husband. Oh, I can't get anything done. I just pop these bad boys in, put on a little bit of Jade Static, my personal favorite masking sound, and it cuts out the noise so I can enter into the zone. I love Oslo. If you want to try them out, the QR code should be on the screen right now, or go click the link that is in my description and you will get $35 off your purchase. Frick yes, can't recommend them enough, and thank you so much to Oslo for sponsoring this video. Okay, complaint time. You've waited with me. Now you get to hear all of my complaints. And this is something other people have said before. This isn't a unique thing I've made up, but this is the first time I've really noticed this and saw it as a hindrance. The snowflake hands can cut out legibility of the subdials, which is really annoying. Tudor snowflake hands are a double-edged sword. On the one hand, pun intended, on the one hand, they provide so much legibility. I love how thick and chunky they are, but on the other hand, when you need more fine measurements, like a chronograph, it can be hard to read. I've always disagreed with snowflake hand haters, but in the case of the chronograph, you maybe sort of have a point. But to be fair, with the cycling edition chronograph, for my levels of cycling, I'm not sure I need this much information. I'm just trying to make it up a hill at a pace that isn't embarrassing. Turning this watch around, we have a decorated caseback with little cyclists and the limited edition number. I know most people like to see the movement and have a display caseback, but I take a nicely decorated caseback like this 9 times out of 10. I really like this. It's a mindful little touch with the little cyclist guys. Honestly, this is a pretty niche watch. I'm about it. I really like it. If Tudor called me with this allocation, it would be a big fat yes from me, but I understand why people don't like it as well. It is large, the material is weird, fixed spring bars are very specific. It's not for everyone, it's not made to be that offering, and frankly, it is so limited that it almost doesn't matter. And I, controversially, kinda like that. I like when Tudor knows that this isn't a broad, wide offering, and they make it limited for the people who do want it. The black bays are still there. Those broad, wide-reaching pieces are easy to get, but when they niche down, they really niche down, and I kind of love it. But I think there will be a lot of disagreement in the comment section, and I'll see you down there. I look forward to our spirited debate. If I was allocated something like this, I would 100% wear this on a Sunday ride. I would definitely use the cycling features, but I mostly love what this stands for and embodies. Cycling is a funny thing in that we all cycle, or at least we all remember cycling to the shop when we were kids. So when we see professionals doing it, I think we don't always grasp the athleticism that goes into it. I don't think most of us could do the Tour de France in our lifetimes, let alone in the days these cyclists do it in. It's grueling, mentally and physically grueling. And I really like that Tudor is investing a lot of time and money into being the brand of cycling. It actually feels like they might be taking a page out of the Rolex book when it comes to their brand ambassador strategy. Rolex has heavily associated themselves with professional athletes, musicians, actors, activists, people who are the best at their craft, thereby associating Rolex with the best at their craft. Tudor has been investing heavily into sports and their brand ambassadors, namely Jay Chu, David Beckham, V-Carb Racing Bulls F1, the All Blacks, and of course their pro cycling team. I think Rolex has proven this is a good strategy, and it might be what they need to get their sales numbers back up. But overall, I think it's just a hard time right now for the mid-tier level brands. I think people are definitely going to complain about how limited this is. I don't know. I think it's kind of fun, but I also understand why people would be upset about it. I'm getting less upset about super limited watches. I like almost all of them, but at the end of the day, it's only watches. I'm not going to lose my mind over it. And on top of that, I just get why Tudor made it so limited. It is very niche. Not a lot of people want a carbon composite cycling watch in yellow. So does this need to be current catalog? I don't know. I'm waffling. I feel really lucky to have handled this. I really like it. It's cool, lightweight, and reminds me why cycling is awesome. I think it's the perfect way to celebrate Tudor being the sole sponsor of the cycling team. I don't know, I just think it's really cool, and now it makes me want them to win Le Tour, so maybe there could be a really cool celebration watch, which I also won't get allocated. Anyways, what do you think of the Pelagos FXD Cycling edition? Let me know in those comments down below. Thank you so much to Oslo for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you for your viewership. And thank you to the patrons. Oh yeah, get their names on the screen. Hello, fabulous patrons. I'm so tired. This is my third video I'm filming today. Oh, it's just been such a busy time. But I love that this is what I get to do for work. There are so many worse jobs than turning on a camera and talking about watches. I love what I get to do, and I get to do this because of you guys. You guys keep the lights on here at Gringa HQ. I hope you keep enjoying the videos. Watches are awesome. You're awesome. And thank you so much for supporting my weird little channel. I appreciate it so much.